Hello, welcome to my channel. Today is day number 4 on the new cycle, and I don't really have that much to say before going into the meditation. I have to say yesterday was a pretty amazing day as far as meditation was concerned. I was very, very happy with how it turned out, even if it made me a total mess, and I'm really grateful to Ramon for paving the way for this to happen. So that is about yesterday. Yeah, so today is a new day. So we got a new thing going. Today is the German national elections. I can't vote because I'm not yet a German citizen, but I'm hoping that all my German friends will exercise their right to vote and do so. But that's that's the way I feel about it. At any rate, so today is February 23rd, 2025. We're on day number 4, and here we go. I said, after everything that happened yesterday, I'm feeling less than energized. And Nigel said, oh, love, I'm sorry you're feeling that way. Sometimes people have to look up and see the sun. It is there, even if the energy does not feel quite right. You had a very hard time in the last days and weeks. The uncertainty has culminated to this day. You are more anxious than usual. And I said, yes, I'm questioning everything. Do we have more to learn? Is the universe laughing at us? Are we destined to have lesson after lesson, or can we at least have respite from all of this stress? I know it sounds like I'm whining, but I feel so tired. Nigel says, I understand. Tonight you will sleep. Tonight you will sleep. I said, I hope so. I'm tired of being tired. 6 hours of sleep per night is not enough. Then when I do sleep soundly, the next night I cannot sleep. Even after I am active, it makes no sense. Nigel says, you walk a lot. You are active and can only do so much. You need the respite when you think of nothing, just the act of enjoying the moment. And I said, I enjoy these moments when we are together, and I wonder if these moments could be like a dream. I know that someone's daydreams are like a waking dream, but when is enough going to be enough? One can only be strong for so long, and then one needs a break. I am tired of only seeing bad news. I just want to see some good news. Every time I see that man's face, I just want to throw something. Nigel says, yes, and as it is, when you say that man, every person watching knows exactly who you are referring to without even saying a name. No further descriptions are actually necessary. I said, can you imagine being so infamous that every time someone says the word mango or pumpkin, that people automatically know the reference? To be so universally despised that the mere mention of the color orange immediately makes people think of that monster. Nigel says, yes, there have been many words used in description of that person, but none of them are remotely descriptive of a leader. And I said, Nigel, will people rise up? Nigel says, yes, they already are. You know that regardless of how they voted, they are starting to unite. People are recognizing that once things begin to affect their own lives, they are understanding the impacts of those in these so-called leadership positions. I believe that there will come a great awakening. People are starting to discover that the acquisition of material goods means nothing if you don't have the sense of community. It is like what Metatron has been saying. The important thing is not how much money a person can stuff under their mattress, but how much they can lend to another. Remember the lesson you were told yesterday. Not all lessons are going to cause you pain. They may, in fact, bring you that sense of hope that you have lost in yourself during the past months. You are the helper. You are shining a light through the darkness. Don't you remember the card you drew some time ago, the one with the girl holding the small beam of light? You are like the girl who is holding the light in your hand. Don't ever think that you are alone as a bringer of light. There are many. You can shine your light, and perhaps in doing so, you might inspire others to let their light shine all the brighter. And I said, maybe. I just feel that people will judge me. Look at what happened yesterday. I literally dragged my feet before Mr. Rogers' message was brought forward. Nigel says, why is that? I said, I was afraid that people would judge me. If I was writing this down just for myself, I would have said that it would have been easy. But knowing that I was going to share that, I got seriously scared that I was going to get criticized or blasted with, what makes you think you are so special that you can get that kind of message? Nigel says, why do you believe that someone would say that? I said, because every time I tried something new, I got blasted for it. You said what happened with that one. You saw what happened with that one group. There have been so many times with groups where I have ended up feeling that the people would cast me off for just another weirdo. And Nigel says, you take so much to heart. Tell me about one of those times. Maybe we can work through it and you can have a breakthrough. I said, okay. I kept remembering the with God groups. I went with an old friend to a conference, and while I was there, I felt a bit like an outcast. It seemed as though the author of the book was put on a pedestal, but when I tried the same meditation technique that he did, I got blasted for it. The conversations with the woman in Australia was case in point. What right have I to ever do this and not feel like I am, quote, stealing someone else's thunder, unquote? Nigel said, did it ever occur to you that those writers are not the only ones who do this? Who cares who the first person was that did the written meditation? Do you honestly believe that they own the copyright to it? What I see happening is I am having an argument with your ego. You need to let the ego go. It is going to bring you down, and you don't need to be brought down to a peg by your guides. Human beings generally try to do this because they are jealous of you. In trying this, you have proven yourself to be brave. If people put you down for that, the question that should be asked is why? Why are they doing that? Why are they putting you down for showing your light to the world? Oftentimes, I have seen you crawl into a hole and hide yourself away when your ideas and intentions are put down. I understand that it may be a part of the human experience. You have to write a story that may be considered rubbish so that you may proceed to the next step. No one expects a masterpiece the first time you write a story, and if you don't get recognized for it, then maybe the other people aren't ready for your brand of wisdom. I said, I remember when I was in that fandom and one of the leaders threatened to kick me out. Soon after that, I left on my own accord. And Nigel says, yes, you saw the group for what it was. You did not deserve to be threatened, but like any bad relationship, you walked away from it. The lesson was harsh, but ultimately it turned you off to that sort of group setting. I said, I don't really feel a part of many groups. When I tried to start a group some time ago, 10 or so years ago, someone got me to trust them and then usurped the group and threw me out. It basically made me not like groups at all. The thought of trying to create a community sort of scares me. I don't want to get so big that I could get hurt again or start acting like I am too big for my britches. If this channel grows, then it will be divine order, not by my own pursuits. Does that make sense? Nigel says, yes, it makes perfect sense. But now you have us to help you along. We will keep you safe from that. If anyone comes into your life and wants to take over what you have or what you created, they will ultimately fail because you are the heart and soul of what you created. You are the person who made this happen. If people with dark intentions want to have this, they will not succeed. Rest assured, you are having all of these conversations for a reason. You are asking all these questions, not to put others to sleep, but to allow yourself to rest in the assurance that you have the right to your experiences. You have the opportunity to express yourself for the person you are. You also have the right to experience weakness so that you can become stronger in the coming days, weeks, or even years. If people react to you negatively, just ask yourself if the motivations behind these actions are right. Leaving behind these groups that no longer serve you because of hurtful actions of others is normal. I would be willing to bet that a lot of people have also experienced this. You may feel as though you are alone, but you are not. When people steal your ideas and toss you aside, it is not a weakness in you, it is an insecurity in them. Instead of coming up with their own ideas, they have to take the ideas from others. What do you think happened to that person who threw you out of the group you created? I said, I don't really care what happened to her. To be honest, she's not important to me. And Nigel said, there you go. Why should you give her any of your energy? But I will say that generally, the people who behave in that way are not happy with their lives. Can you tell me, are you happy with your life? I said, contrary to all the complaining I've been doing today, yes, I am. I look back on that and realize that in the grand scheme of things, that that it is really not all that important. I am not a loser or a cruel person. I am, for the most part, a trusting person, but I think that when I actually do listen to that voice in my heart, it's telling me that I am not perfect, but I am loved, and what I am doing matters, and it makes a difference. Nigel said, and I said, is that it? Nigel says, yes, love, that is it. The message that was given to you yesterday was real. It was special, and I am so pleased that Ramon gave you the keys to unlock it. Never be hard on yourself for finding it. Just embrace it for the gift that it is. Also, take to heart that you not only are the founder of your channel, but you are the messenger of those mystical messages. They will continue to so long as you wish for them to. Now, do you feel better? I said, it is rather surprising, but after all of that moaning and groaning, I feel a lot better. It's like a huge weight has been lifted from my chest. Thank you, Nigel. I love you. Nigel says, I love you too, Yvette, and I am so glad that you feel better. I said, I do. This has helped a lot. So that is the meditation for today. I do have the card, actually, that Nigel referred to. I just have to find it. Hopefully it's... here it is. It's called Inner Truths, and it's from the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards, and this is the card. And I used it in a meditation about a month ago, and it depicts a girl holding a light in her hand. And I thought that for a while that it was all these different paths that she could take. There were like so many different paths that she could take. But the reality is, it wasn't really the paths that were really that important. It was the light that she was holding in her hand. That light is the inner light that we all have. And it's something that's very, very profound indeed. So I figured the next time that I start feeling grumbly mumbly that I will think about that, and I will reflect on that idea of light being within, because we all have that light. We all have it inside of us. And when we see that light, and when we accept that that light is there, then we understand what our guides are telling us and what they're trying to convey to our hearts, that we are doing okay and that we are fine as we are. Yesterday's message from Fred Rogers was very, very profound, and it was very, very beautiful. And it really added emphasis to his words when he was here on this plane of existence, saying, be the helper. Look for the helpers. When things are so down and dark and dismal, look for the helpers, because they were always there. And if you don't see the helpers, then you be the helper. You be the one helping those who need help, and they will look to you for guidance and help and assistance. So that was the message, and that was a very profound message, which actually kind of bleeds over into today's message. So it is a weekend of new discoveries, of hanging in there and finding the beauty in the things that matter, and also dismissing the things that don't. Was that girl that took over my group important? In the grand scheme of things, no, she was not. And maybe she actually had a lesson of her own to learn, and that was for her alone to learn, and it wasn't my responsibility to help her to learn. So that is the meditation for today, and I thank you for watching, and thank you for bearing with me, because I know that a lot of this was about me, but I think that it was also a universal truth there in the message from Nigel about allowing ourselves to try something new, even if we're scared, just to give it a go and see what happens. So good luck with doing that and with giving it a go. And I wish you all the best and take care. As always, namaste.